It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Niners and the Rams under the lights on Monday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now a 2nd and 10. In motion, the tight end. Throwing is Stafford. He'll find a man over the middle, Tutu Atwell. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
Play action, Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And out across midfield down to the 45. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable. And sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That whole thing was thrown off track thanks to the defense of Fred Warner. Really nice play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 17-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And a broken tackle could not free him. Taken down right at the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Just beating the play clock. Stafford got his man complete over the middle. It's Adams.
And the Rams are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. He tried to get away, but to no avail, and an absolute killer there. A 12-yard loss on 1st and goal.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Stafford. This will be caught just inside the 10. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now.
Williams.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Here's 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action.
Purdy now to throw.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
3rd down and 6. Here's Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
2nd and 10. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
3rd and 8. Purdy looking to throw. That is caught. He's into space past the 25.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Brandon Ayuk.
52 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second and 5.
Back to throw. Stafford.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a play fake it at Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. Stafford.
Pass complete there to Nakua.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Caught on the right side by Adams. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
Stafford now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Stafford.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field. But defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And his kick here is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now Purdy.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Purdy will look to throw again here. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Purdy. A throw left side for Pearson is complete.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowsky to punt the football. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. Back to throw, Purdy. Open man is Juwan Jennings.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Up the gut, McCaffrey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. That's to McCaffrey, complete. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
The throwing here, Purdy.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. To throw is Stafford.
He'll find a man over the middle. 2-2 Atwell.
A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Throwing is Stafford. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Stafford. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Throwing again is Stafford.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not. And he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Williams.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
In motion goes the tight end. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Davante Adams. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Rams put together a 4th-quarter drive to take the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Purdy looking to throw. That's into the hands of Pearson on the right side. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Purdy from the gun. And a catch made by his tight end, Luke Farrell. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Purdy now to throw. This is Jennings. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey.
And he's got this down to the 35. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's Purdy. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jennings.
And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field?
Purdy to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Rams have just about sewn up this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given. And it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now it's Stafford. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams.
And he is going to have a Rams first down, and that should be the one that finishes this game off.
And they take a knee.
Second and 11. They'll fake the jet sweep and instead give up the middle to Williams.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Stafford down to a knee, and with it, he's going to ensure his guys a victory.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Los Angeles.